Good afternoon. It's an absolute privilege to be here representing Microsoft. Thank you all for coming for the session. My name is Ricardo Wagner. I work for Microsoft Canada. I'm Canadian, actually real Canadian. I became Canadian a month ago. Thank you. And AI technology is telling me that I am saying I am sorry more often. I don't know what happened to me. But it's really nice to see a large audience in presence here today for this important talk. And I hope by the end of this session, you're going to leave inspired to design solutions that are accessible and inclusive for everyone. So for today, we have 4 sessions that we're going to take you through. First is the why for inclusive design. Why designing for people with permanent disabilities? Then we're going to show how we at Microsoft, we are applying inclusive design and making our solutions accessible to everyone. We're going to bring some demos. So I'm going to also play and do some demos. It's going to be really cool. And by the end, I'm going to show some customer stories. And I hope by the end of this session, you're going to leave inspired to be a changer in your organization, someone that is going to lead and say, yeah, we can do. We can also make this as a business case. There are so many ways to address accessibility and digital inclusion, but the conversation that I hope to bring to you is the business case for accessibility, the importance of making it right by design. So by starting with the numbers, and every time I do presentations around accessibility, people sometimes they ask or mention to me, yeah, I don't see people with disabilities. Maybe this is a niche market. And I remind them, there are 1.3 billion people with disabilities in the world. 1.3 billion. US, 60 million people. Canada, 6.2 million. If you apply 22% in average, that's pretty much the population of persons with disabilities in each country. 70% of disabilities are invisible. We don't know if someone is hard of hearing, with sight loss, with learning disabilities, with cognitive disabilities. 70% of disabilities are invisible. More important, 80% of people with disabilities, they develop a disability during their life. More precisely, between 18 to 64. 50% of the population above 60 years has a type of disabilities. So if you plan to get older, and if you are not yet experiencing disability, you are more likely to experience this one day during your life. The interesting point that we want to bring from this talk, solutions that you design for persons with disabilities works for people with disabilities, but works for everyone. That's what we call inclusive design. And there is a difference between inclusive design and universal design. Universal design is everything physical. For example, this room, the laptop, everything you touch, everything that is physical. Inclusive design is a concept that we apply in the digital world. And I'm going to take you through the concept and principles of inclusive design. But when you make it work for people with permanent disabilities, this is going to work for everyone. Technology in live captions, the one we have in the room, is not just helping people hard of hearing, but people who speaks English as a second language, foreign language speakers. Or if you are in a noisy environment, live captions can also work for you. Disability can be permanent, temporary, and situational. And it's going to help you to empower so many other scenarios in different populations. Multilingual, foreign language speakers, multi-generation, frontline and information workers. There are so many scenarios you can bring to life when you apply accessibility by design. And there are so many stats proving and showing that the workforce has changed. And when employees feel empowered to achieve more, to do their best, working with tools and technology that connects to them, they are more productive. I'm going to tell something here probably you never heard before. Environments are disabled, not people. It's about the environment, not about the person. By connecting the right technology, the right solution, with the abilities that are available, you create the connection point where people can start to collaborate, communicate, produce. It's a design challenge. We have one expression, we say, stairs make the building accessible, not the wheelchair. It's about the stairs. It's about the design. When you design with the mindset of including everyone, you design solutions that works beautifully for someone, for example, with a stroller, or someone who requires a ramp. That's the principle of inclusive and universal design. Another important stat that we can share, and this is a study that came from Accenture, organizations that are embracing diversity and inclusion and hire people with disabilities, they are performing more. They are making more money. They are finding more return. One of the key insights we learned in working in this segment, we call proximity is the path for empathy. So closer you are to ways to design solutions or create and communicate more inclusively, you not only create a better workforce with a strong sense of belonging, but you also help your organization to innovate, to bring solutions to life to customers and citizens that are more inclusive. And this is what the study is proving. Organizations that are bringing and hiring people with disabilities, they are the ones that are bringing different perspectives inside the fabric and driving change. So there is a big business case behind supporting the story and the way to design and create solutions for everyone. And we are here in the tech community, and we are seeing how the world is shaping and changing with technology. Artificial intelligence now is capable of hearing, seeing. We are now able to create environments that connect many people, especially people with disabilities. Maybe you may ask why we design Surface in the way we design, with touch, inking, voice commands. Applying USB with camera, you can control with your eyes. You can turn in a tablet or a laptop. You have so many ways to interact with Surface device. It's because Surface is connecting with you. We are designing a product for the environment, and all the abilities that you have, or the way you prefer to connect, you have an interaction with the device. It's one of the examples when we bring this solution and we apply the design, the environment, to make it work for the individual. We call this human-centric design. And inside Microsoft, the principle we apply, we call inclusive design, is just three things. If you can leave this session with these three principles for inclusive design, I think it's going to be an amazing takeaway. The very first principle is recognize exclusion. Exclusion happens when we solve and we address problems based on our unconscious bias. I'll give two examples, one personal and another one professional. In March this year, we celebrate the birthday. My little one, he turned 4, and my wife had a wonderful idea of inviting all the kids from the daycare. And one of the kids, he used a wheelchair. And we realized quickly, we have stairs at our home, it wouldn't work. Kids would play upstairs or the basement, it wouldn't work. We don't have an accessible washroom. I feel really bad for this. But I tell you, many houses in my neighborhood are pretty much the same, not accessible. We ended up trying to find a place for the party. And I called the daycare, and they suggested me to reach out to their parents. So I reached out to his parents. I talked to his daddy, and he told me, as in the call, he said, "Thank you for calling me. This is the first time my little one is invited for a birthday party." We talk about inclusion, but when you think from an exclusion perspective, we all relate. We all understand what exclusion means. And we ended up finding a place where he could get access with a wheelchair. He couldn't play all the toys using a wheelchair, but anyway, the kids were just happy and playing. It was a really interesting and learning experience for me. The other example from exclusion, there is a very interesting story in the US. 2011, there was an investigation in place to understand why women were suffering more injuries and death in car crashes So in a car crash, women were suffering more death and injuries compared to men. So the investigation went to paramedics, to hospitals, and they didn't find anything different until they went to the automobile industry. And they discovered something really, really impressive. The dummies for the car crash tests, they only had male dummies. They didn't have female dummies. I'm bringing these two examples just to bring to life the importance of recognized exclusion. And when you recognize exclusion, it's when you are designing. Do not bring accessibility in the topic of making products inclusive once you create the product is final. Accessibility is not a cosmetic conversation. You need to design with accessibility in mind. So that's the first path. Figure out if you are excluding unconsciously someone or a population when you are designing a product. When you go through this process, you learn a lot from diversity, and that's the beauty. When you learn from different perspectives, when people start to share points of views and ways to make it work, especially for the ones that were excluded, you innovate. At the end, this process is a solvable design challenge that drives innovation. And once you make it work for one, you can extend to many, which is the third principle of inclusive design. When you create accessibility for few, it becomes usability for many. And this is a shift in mindset that many people are still trying to figure out or understand. We came from the Industrial Revolution. In the Industrial Revolution, the mindset was to design for the average, for the majority. If you're not the majority or the average, you were called niche. You were excluded somehow. We created a society that you were either included or excluded. But the beauty with the digital transformation, to design and be successful in the digital world, you need to think the opposite way. You need to design for the extremes. If you design for the extremes, you design for everyone. Simple example, if you design for someone, for example, without an arm, it's going to work for someone with a temporary situation, someone, for example, who broke an arm, or someone holding a baby or a laptop. I see this all the time at the office. Someone with a laptop and coffee and going to an automatic door. If it's an automatic door, what a relief I can go through. So the environment was designed for situational disabilities. When you design with the mindset of including people with permanent disabilities, it's going to work for everyone. So this conversation is not just a conversation that will drive social impact. This is a conversation that will drive business and drive results. So with this idea in mind, we are bringing solutions and bringing accessibility by design in Windows 10, Office 365, and the Microsoft 365 subscription, the Microsoft 365 offer. By bringing accessibility by design, we are not just empowering people with permanent disabilities, but we're empowering everyone. So many examples I'm going to bring to life today of technology that was designed for people with permanent disability that is now working for everyone. And another important consideration, the same accessibility technology is helping us to address and create better solutions and experience for remote employees. Frontline is a good example. So with better experience where I can work remotely using my voice as an example to dictate an email and no need to compose using my keyboard. It's an example of a technology that was designed for someone with mobility impairment, but is now empowering someone who is on the go as a frontline using the voice. There are so many scenarios that we ended up creating solutions that works for everyone and empowering remote employees with accessibility mindset. So I know this is a tech audience. You like to see demonstrations, right? So I'm going to start showing immersive reader. How many of you saw or heard about immersive reader? Please raise your hand. Not many. So in the audience, we have probably 15 people who show their hands. So immersive reader is a technology that was designed for people with learning and reading disabilities. It was a hackathon project inside Microsoft. And we created a solution to help especially kids with dyslexia. So probably I don't know if you know, dyslexia is really challenging. Letters like D, you can see in three-dimensional way, D, P, Q, and it's really hard for you to follow word by word. So we create an immersive reader experience so people could follow this conversation word by word with read aloud alternative and ways that you can also empower AI to show verbs and nouns. Let me demonstrate. I think it's going to be easier. And by the way, we are making this solution available by design. I'm going to call my friend Ali here, and I'm going to type in Portuguese to her. And probably you don't speak Portuguese, but if you use AI technology embedded in Microsoft Teams, you can translate what I just typed to her from Portuguese to English. So translation is already embedded by design in Microsoft Teams. And if it's challenging for me to understand what I just wrote to her, I can apply immersive reader. And here I have an immersive reader experience from Teams. Because we build accessibility by design, immersive reader is embedded in Microsoft Teams, OneNote, Word, Word Online. Let me show a cool example. So here I am in the immersive reader experience. So I can change the themes. So if I want to change the background of the color to yellow, to blue. So one of the things we learn, if you change the background, it helps people to consume their content. You can pick and choose any color you want. So people can customize the immersive reader experience with their own preference. You can change font. You can increase space or no space, increase the text size. Since this is powered by AI, you can highlight verbs, adjectives, adverbs, nouns. Suppose you don't know what language means. You click language, and the picture dictionary is going to show images that relates to the word. So helping people to memorize or understand the meaning of the word. If I don't know what technology means, people, wonderful. And the system can also help you to read by line or setting up in 3 lines or in a paragraph. You can also use AI technology and translate this to 72 different languages. So what I showed, or what I present, is a technology that is empowering people with learning disabilities. We have right now more than 50 million active users experiencing this technology on a monthly basis. And it's available by design, so everyone can experience and use. You can also activate immersive reader for all your employees or help your customers to empower employees with reading disabilities. Another cool one is the editor piece. By the way, just one thing that I want to mention about immersive reader. We create the solution for people with learning and reading disabilities, but it's actually empowering everyone. We are also seeing every time that we create this type of solution, it is also helping foreign language speakers. And in the education segment, it's magic what happens with teachers and students. They also leverage this technology to learn more vocabulary, ways to express themselves. So it's really interesting to see the effect that you get when you design solutions that works for everyone. A very cool example is editor. So before, when you were doing spelling and grammar, we were just replacing the word that was misspelled to the word that we assume it was the right one. But we heard the feedback, especially from the community with people with sight loss and blind, saying, hey, I want to choose the word. I want to make sure that the word that was misspelled, I want to select the right word. And by the way, I would love to have the read aloud functionality so I could consume the content in a proper way. So let me show an example. I am here with my Word document, and I'm going to do the review. I'm going to check the document. Oh, I saw a spelling problem here. That's the spelling problem. If I click with the right click on top of the word, which is the environment word, so it was misspelled, it's going to show some alternatives that I can pick and choose, and the options for read aloud.
Environment, similar to setting, background, nature.
a very simple example of applying the technology and empowering people to pick and choose the word with the right meaning, not just replacing, but also suggesting few other words to get the right meaning with the read aloud option. This is available by design. You can use this on OneNote, Word, Outlook, any document. Another really simple but interesting solution from the same community with the community with sight loss and blind. They mentioned to us every time we were designing and creating new products, it was really challenging for them to memorize keyboard commands. New functionalities, you always have the ribbon and few other options for you to pick and choose. So the suggestion that came, why not creating a search bar in each app? And I type what I'm looking for, and I can quickly find the command. And then we created a Tell Me. So Tell Me is a solution that is working beautifully, especially for the community with sight loss and blind, but it works for everyone. Not sure if you had a chance to experience Tell Me before, but it's really simple. So when you are, for example, in PowerPoint, you type Insert Picture. You have the command to insert picture right away for you. You can do this for all commands and all different search that you want to perform using any Office 365 app. Tell Me, a design principle that was, coming from a suggestion from people with permanent disabilities that is helping everyone. Really cool. Accessibility checker. That's the most popular one, and we have approximately 1 million people using Accessibility Checker. But the numbers for Microsoft 365 and people that are experiencing our technology is much larger. And we need to make sure that more people experience Accessibility Checker. As simple as before sharing an email, sharing a document, check accessibility just to ensure that someone with disability will be able to consume the content confidently. Like you do with spelling and grammar, Accessibility Checker is also available for people to review documents. You have like a big button here called Check Accessibility. And when you click, you have options and ways for you to fix the slide, fix the content, and ensure that what you're going to deliver and share is accessible by design. So Accessibility Checker is available across all Office 365 apps. And we really hope that more people start to use and experience Accessibility Checker. A very simple way to ensure that what you share and offer as a content for all the employees and customers are accessible by design. Not sure how many of you heard about Stream. How many of you have heard about Stream? Please raise your hand. That's amazing. So Microsoft Stream is really powerful. So when you have Microsoft Stream running behind the scenes, for example, you record a call from your customer, and later on you want to share some notes. And since the call is recorded, people can get access to the content. And from the content, you can type what you are looking for. For example, if you want to access a specific information from a word that was said during the call. So let me show you how it's going to work. If you want to show a specific content that was shared during the call, you just type what you're looking for. You type the content in the call, the technology is going to show exactly to you the time that it was said, so people can reach out. So internally, we have, for example, the Microsoft Q&A with Satya. We can go straight to the content that was said, things around diversity and inclusion, and people can learn more. So with this type of technology, we have the ability to ensure that people can get content that is accessible. You can access the content quickly using AI technology, but more important, the content that you share comes with transcription. All you need to do is to upload the video, and when you upload the video, AI technology is going to create the transcription for you, making the content accessible to everyone. So you can consume on your phone on the go, and ensure that what you are consuming is accessible. Seeing AI, how many of you heard about Seeing AI? Raise your hand. Seeing AI is a technology that was designed by blind engineers as part of a hackathon project inside Microsoft, and it's now empowering people with sight loss and blind around the world. This is the #1 app in Apple Store for the blind. If you have an iPhone device, you can install for free. I'm going to do a quick demo for you using the audio. So what Seeing AI does, it recognizes the environment around you. You can take a picture of a barcode, and it's going to describe the product that you have in your hand. You can take a picture of a bill, a picture of a table. So any scene information, information about a person. For example, I'm going to take a picture of me.
Ricardo near center, less than a meter away. Processing. 39-year-old man with gray hair and a mustache looking happy.
And if you do this demo for customers, I advise you take a picture of yourself, because sometimes people don't like what AI is going to say. But that's an amazing technology that is available to everyone. So you can take pictures of a document, and Seeing AI is going to read the document for you. You can take pictures from the environment, and it's going to have a description. Let me do the description for a laptop as an example. So I'm going to choose the scene.
Scene preview.
I'm going to take a picture of my laptop here.
Processing. A laptop computer sitting on top of a table.
It's really accurate and empowering people with sight loss and blind around the world. So it's just one cool example of how artificial intelligence can empower people with disabilities with amazing technologies like Seeing AI. The same API that we built for Seeing AI, people can also experience and leverage through the Microsoft Azure services. So you can leverage this API and integrate this as part of your solution. So this is also something really, really cool to share. Dictation. For me, it's one of the interesting things is many people, they have solutions at home that they can speak and say, turn on the light, turn off the music, turn on TV. But many people still work with computers like a typewriter machine. And they don't realize that you can dictate and compose emails, compose notes, PowerPoint presentation, and using just your voice. So dictation is available by design across Microsoft 365. And what I like from this functionality, when I'm composing emails in Canada, we have 2 official languages, English and French. You can also dictate in English and get prompt translation in French, as an example. So it works beautifully across all different apps in Office 365. My Analytics. So one of the solutions that we are bringing by design embedded in Microsoft 365, yes, every time this happens, Seeing AI coming as part of the demo. My Analytics helps people to be focused and really understand how they are spending their time. And we are bringing this solution to all Microsoft 365 users so they can understand how they are spending their time in meetings, interactions with teams. And this is really important. One of the solutions that is connected with My Analytics is workplace analytics. And organizations today are able to understand if teams are communicating to each other. When you are hiring someone new to the organization, you can track the onboard experience by seeing how much time hiring managers are spending and investing with the new employees that are getting on board. And there are so many other data that you can better understand how you use technology and how you spend your time wisely. So this is really important because sometimes people are just not aware how they spend their time, how they invest their time. And by creating and having solutions like this, it's really powerful, help them to achieve this goal of being more productive and better collaborate. So live captions. I don't know how many of you experience this technology available by design in Microsoft 365. So what you can do is, do you mind if I speak in Portuguese? I hope you don't mind. It's going to come live captions in English, so you should not worry. And in case you speak another language, with this barcode, eu posso falar em português e vocês podem seguir esta conversa em inglês. Imagine uma pessoa surda ou com dificuldade auditiva. Esta mesma pessoa seguiria esta conversa de forma inclusiva. He would say in inclusive way, didn't get in the end. But it's just a good example. So if you use Microsoft Translator, you just scan this barcode, and you can follow this presentation that I could present in Portuguese in up to 72 different languages. This technology is not just empowering, for example, people hard of hearing, but people with sight loss and blind, they can also turn on read aloud from their phone and follow with the preferred language all the conversation. It's also empowering students, not just students with disabilities, but students, foreign language speakers, to better collaborate. And another important thing is the retention of the content. When you present with live captions, you help audience to retain more content when you share. It's available by design. How many of you saw Microsoft Translator before? Not many, still. So one of the suggestions is every time you present, every time you share your content, ensure that when you do your presentation, you showcase and you bring live captions by design. So another very cool demo is PowerPoint Coach. So one of the things, many times people face challenges when they are about to present and they are not sure if the content that they're going to present is in the way that they expect to present. So they don't know if the people that are going to consume the content is going to follow the presentation in a way that they feel confident. So with presentation code, you have the ability, let me just ensure that it's going to work here. So using PowerPoint Online, you have the reverse with coach. So by clicking with reverse with coach, the system is going to bring to life tips and tricks for you to ensure that when you present, the content is going to be accessible. So I hope that with the Wi-Fi, it's going to work here. 1 second. Start. Let's start. Hi, guys. I am here to talk about Microsoft Coach. Yeah. Why this matters to Microsoft? Disability is a complex phenomenon reflecting the interaction between features of a person's body and features of society in which she or he lives. So what I want to show is stairs make the building accessible, not the wheelchair. Guys, as you know, basically, what I want to present here is how to make presentations more inclusive. So you saw that AI was behind the scenes, saying words that I was not using in a proper way. I tried several times to bring because this brings as a highlight that you are not following with a script. So AI technology is working behind the scenes and ensuring that the content you present is somehow a way that you can track. So suppose you are about to make a presentation to someone and you are in a hotel and you want to make sure that the content is really well delivered. With presentation code, you have artificial intelligence technology helping you and empowering you to make great presentation. At the end, you get a report of how much time you spent, time that you had between slides, words that you use that you should change the way that you presented. Well, you saw that I was reading a slide, so AI was, hey, don't read the slides. People can read the slides if you share this in advance, or if you have an audience that can see what you're presenting. So it's tips like these we are bringing by design with presentation code, again, powered by artificial intelligence technology and embedded in Microsoft 365 design. This is really cool. Thank you. So the other important concept, we show why this conversation matters and why this is so important, and I hope by now you realize that when you create solutions to empower people with permanent disabilities, you empower everyone. We show how we are bringing this story through inclusive design and how we are making products accessible by design inside Microsoft. And now it's the call to action. From your end, what can you take from this presentation, from this content, and what you can do? So there are so many resources, wonderful resources, that I hope you can all leverage. So one of the websites, aka.ms/accessibility, we have all the resources and all the solutions that we are bringing by design across Microsoft 365, Dynamics 365, and all the Microsoft products. You can also give users a connected experience. Unfortunately, many of these solutions are not activated, are not provided by IT to the community, to internal users. And there are so many points of solutions that people are not aware that is going to be beneficial from a HR perspective, from a culture perspective, to be offered to employees. And this conversation between IT leaders, IT decision makers, and business decision makers needs to happen. And when you show what technology can do, you can be a champion of inclusion inside your organization and help organizations to achieve this goal of including people with disabilities in the workplace. I don't know how many of you know, we have the Employee Disability Answer Desk, we call EDAD. This group is a dedicated 24/7 group supporting all the technical inquiries and support for persons with disabilities. Super responsive, an amazing team. You can also rely on this team to support your own users, your community, and rely on this team to provide an amazing service for persons with disabilities. So it's available across US, North America. We offer in different languages. We support the Be My Eye solution. So if you have, for example, a user with sight loss or blind, we also support with Be My Eyes as another channel for communication. Again, Microsoft 365, the solution for accessibility is not a specific SKU or offer that you're going to experience accessibility. Accessibility is built in by design. Immersive reader, translator text, speech, computer vision, all embedded by design in Microsoft 365. So the best tool to empower organizations is to first be aware of all the existing technology that is available by design in Microsoft 365. And there are so many organizations, the path moving to leverage accessibility to create a more inclusive culture. TD Bank is an amazing example. TD Bank is one of the largest banks in North America with more than 100,000 employees. And they are committed to creating inclusion for persons with disabilities. And they are leveraging Microsoft technology to achieve this goal. One of the interesting things I learned working with TD Bank, technology is a tool. And it's great that there are accessible tools that they can experience, leverage, and use. But it's not just about having the right tool. It's about processes, ensure, for example, that people check accessibility before share a document, ensure that people are trained and aware how to leverage technology and when and how to use in different processes. Another important thing, in so many segments, especially financial sector in Canada, in US is the same, they are regulated. There is a regulation in place to ensure that organizations create the right environment for persons with disabilities. This is a legal requirement. When you combine these four, technology, process, legal, and training, you have the framework to build a culture of inclusion. And that's exactly what we experience with TD Bank, and we are so happy to come into life and how they are experiencing and leveraging our technology to achieve this goal. Another marquee customer, Government of Canada. This year, they acquired 415,000 Microsoft 365 licenses to empower public servants across Canada. And the minister, Carla Cotreau, she's the Minister for Shared Services, Procurement, and Accessibility, and she happens to be blind. She was part of our announcement, and she shared in an enthusiastic way the expectation of how this platform is going to help the government of Canada of achieving a goal to empower public servants with disabilities, and the commitment that they have to hire 5,000 more people with disabilities to work for the government. So technology can also play an important role in the game of creating inclusion. And ITDM and IT leaders like you can also drive and be the champion of this transformation by knowing what is available, by making sure people become aware, and supporting business leaders to ensure that this technology is available for everyone as a self-serve solution. So by 2023, there is an expectation that over 3 times more people with disabilities will join the workforce. And this is going to be pretty much driven by the evolution of artificial intelligence. So much more to come. There are so many people a bit worried of what AI can do in terms of displacement in other situations. We are excited to see what AI can do from the world of inclusion, the world of accessibility. And this is also a business case for many organizations to think in ways to attract talent that is going to help them to innovate, making sure that to better serve the population you serve, you ensure that you have them reflected as part of the fabric. We have so much coming in the roadmap, some just few examples from what we expect for the upcoming roadmap in H1 and the roadmap in H2. I really recommend you all to check all the information that we release in our official portal, in the roadmap portal. But accessibility is part of the Microsoft roadmap, as part of our solution. And we keep bringing innovation and solutions like the ones I demonstrated today, like Coach, Translation, Immersive Reader, and bring them as part of the fabric. So if you are a subscriber to Microsoft 365, just amazing. Every time we release new functionalities, you can activate for your organization and for your employees. We have so many other initiatives running inside Microsoft around AI. Not sure if you heard about AI for accessibility. Microsoft secured $25 million for startup entrepreneurs, anyone with a great idea to empower people with disabilities. We are looking for ways to empower people to better communicate. Daily life is another one. And there is one more I forgot, Ali. I forgot one more. So sorry for that. 3 main initiatives that is going to empower people to support persons with disabilities. So we are so happy to see many people applying for the grants. The grants can be from the Microsoft Azure technology. We can also offer other ways to support the project. And if you have a good idea and you know someone who wants to create and design a solution using Microsoft technology, using Microsoft AI to address accessibility, we have grants and a process to support. So inclusive design is imperative, it's important, and it helps us to achieve the goal of empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more. This is not just about artificial intelligence, it's about also how we design products and solutions. We have an amazing story from the Xbox Adaptive Controller and what we learned from the team, the gaming team, when we design solutions that includes everyone. I don't know if you had a chance to see the Super Bowl ad, but if not, I'm going to play now.
My name is Grover.
Sean. My name is Ian.
I'm Taylor.
My name is Owen, and I am 9.5 years old.
So Owen was born with a rare genetic disorder called Escobar syndrome.
He's had 33 surgeries to date.
I love video games, my friends, my family, and again video games.
It's his way of interacting with his friends when he can't physically otherwise do it.
What I like about the adaptive controller is now everyone can play. You can just say, all right, that's that button, that's that button, that's that button. Perfect.
One of the biggest fears early on is, how will Owen be viewed by the other kids? He's not different when he plays.
No matter how your body is or how fast you are, you can play. It's a really good thing to have in this world.
Amazing, right? It's wonderful. we'll have a few more sessions around accessibility today. So if you are around for 4 p.m., we have one more session around for Office 365, and tomorrow 2 more sessions. And I really hope that, you want to take a picture? Let me get here back. This is Thursday, and this one is for tomorrow. So I really hope that this session was somehow valuable for you. We want to ensure that first you leverage all the accessibility technology that we are building by design in Microsoft 365. I hope you also realize what artificial intelligence can do to empower everyone, especially people with disabilities. And I hope you also get inspired in ways that you can also develop and create solutions that includes people with permanent disabilities. By designing for people with permanent disabilities, you end up designing for everyone. As we always say, accessibility for few becomes usability for many. Thank you so much for coming.